Okay, guys, today we're going to try to interview a few people. So let's go. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
Question for you. What industry or work of line are you in?
customer service.
So what advice would you give to someone who's sitting at home depressed and looking for a job, particularly in your industry?
I think there's quite a lot of opportunities available in customer service, given that they're obviously matriculated. So there's many avenues that can be explored. BPOs, that can be sent to, especially social media is very powerful tool that can be used for job opportunities in customer service.
What is the misconception or misunderstanding when people are applying for your line of work?
I think the misconception is that it's a toxic environment, that there's a lot of uneducated people in there, when in actual fact, a lot of the people that are in customer service are educated, so it's just that, the unemployment rate in South Africa is so high.
It's too high,
So
80% now.
People end up just taking what's available to them. So, I think that's the very big misconception, that it's uneducated people that are in this field.
So what advice would you give to someone at home looking for a job? How do they actually have to tailor their CV, particularly into getting into customer service?
That's a very good question. One of the most important things is matric, like I said, and setting up a LinkedIn account, matric, and have even a one-page CV can work. Whether you have experience or not, just make sure that your CV is that you're good interpersonal skills, good communication skills, and that you're obviously fluent in English. That's one of the most important parts. And of course, just to put your CV out there specifically for roles in the BPO industry. You get teleperformance, concentrics. Ours is a bit more private, a private setting, so it's not like the BPOs. But also make sure that you have Indeed as well. Download Indeed, get an account, so that there's always opportunities available for customer service.
What is that particular thing you've learned since you've started with your customer service career?
One thing that I've
Something
learned
that they don't actually teach even at school
is money management, because in customer service you have a very high potential of earning, through bonuses, incentives, and oftentimes you will spend it because it's nice. And especially in the customer service industry, people often wear expensive clothes or they are dressed nicely, so you want to try to match that, when in actual fact you must always live obviously within your means. And one thing that school don't teach you is money management and being financially mature. When you have a lot of money one month, because it can fluctuate. One month you can make your bonuses, the next you don't. So it's more money management. That's the biggest thing I've learned.
Okay, thank you, sir. Hope that was more insightful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We just spoke to someone from customer service, hoping that you will actually get more informed about that line of work, and when you're applying, you know what you're gonna do specifically. I forgot something. I actually forgot to ask you, how do you tailor your CV?
Oh, that's less is more, specifically when it comes to CV.
Yeah.
The less information, the more impact it has. Not in terms of work experience, but we don't want to know that you've passed all your subjects, what subject you passed. If you have matric, that's the entry level. So we don't want to know that, you got a 18 maths or a 7 in this and a 95 in that. No. What's important is that you have the entry level, which is matric. And then thereafter, we want to see where you've worked. The gaps in employment is one of the most important things, because they will ask you, what's the reason for the time that you haven't worked, like say 6 months? What was the reason for that?
Yeah.
So make sure that those gaps are visible, but also, if you haven't got any gaps, make sure that your dates match. Let's say you left in May, you most likely started in June at another company. We want to see that, and we want to make sure that you have contactable references. That's very, very powerful. And make sure that the companies that you work for, you have a website at least that you can include it in the CV.
So what happens if a person has a gap of 6 months to a year without a job? How does that affect their possibilities or chances of getting the job?
I don't think it affects it in a negative way nor a positive way, because if you have a valid reason, let's say for instance you went and studied, that you obviously need to include in the CV. But if you laid at home, that's the image that the employer, whoever's hiring you, the hiring manager is going to think, okay, we are dealing with someone that could potentially be complacent, that might feel like, oh, it's okay to lay at home for 6 months. Now, of course, we understand that unemployment is very high, but like I've said, as long as there's a reason, explainable reason that you have,
Exception, yeah.
yeah, for the gap in employment, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.